Oh, recording. Yeah, put my glove back on. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll post this on YouTube, maybe. Yeah, what the hell? Update video. Yeah, I made some pretty good videos. 6 of them, I think. Should point to them. But I can't because I'm not there to point to them. Anyway, just dickhead videos mostly. Now, did one to some English guy. Pretty funny, really. It's actually that was a pretty funny video. And then some dorky guy. It's actually titled The Dorky Guy. That was pretty funny also, but not as funny as the English guy, which was funnier. Some other kind of response video to some kid about Snake, and a little comment in there just about this idea of, whatever, these people complaining about the cult again, or harming depressed people, or manipulating depressed people. I mean, I really should talk about that a little. I want to just get to that. I want to get to the democracy subject, so let me do that first. Because I'm going to post this one on YouTube, so I might as well get to that first. Because I'm doing it because I want to solicit comments. Comments in the idea will be something me and Adam had talked about, of rewriting a constitution. Coming up with really good language for a constitution. First a little mechanism for voting rights and distribution of those rights, and then some mechanism for, that defines where the law can trespass, and what kind of consensus it needs to acquire to pass certain kind of laws or abridge certain kind of liberties, these kind of principles, and what kind of liberties fall into those different categories of protection. And whether there's some simple way to do that, some more literate way, in the sense that the Constitution's language is a little bit vague. And so maybe keep it nice and concise and short, but make it sweeter in terms of its explicitity. Yes, make it more explicit, more better than, respecting an establishment of religion, whatever the hell that means. Yeah, what's an establishment? It's not the establishment, no, it's an establishment. Yeah. Anyway, that whole militia thing, and lots of bad crap in there. And I think certain rights should be more important than other stupid rights. But anyway, so if you have any stuff to comment, useful in my construction, I would appreciate it. Likely I will get nothing useful, but that's fine. Oh, on this subject, I will link to, somebody reposted my response video to, I had a good name for him, L something. Yeah, L Butt Plug? No, Senor Butt Plug. Yeah, that's what I'll call him now. He looks like a Senor Butt Plug. I dickheaded him with a cigar. It's pretty good. So yeah, I did a response video to him, Matt's friend. And the whole cigarette tax thing. And there's so many principles involved here, and people just don't give a shit about principles. And this is really politically important because the two-party system is basically made up of special interests. The rich people and the religious nuts get together on one side, and the loafers and the union fucks get together on the other side, and those are the groups of special interests that are running our politics. And yeah, we really got to get out of that. But the truth is that like-situated minorities must fight together. If they don't, they will have no rights. There's as good a constitution as you can write. It could be unwritten by these evil courts and by manipulative law. And that's just the truth. And if these like-situated individuals don't cling together and fight together, they will have nothing together. A big part of the civil rights movement was the fact that a lot of people feeling abused or vulnerable in society marched in defense of those rights. Jews were a big part of fighting for the rights of blacks. And it was that coalition that made it happen. And if people can't see that and understand that when they're seeing some other minority getting fucked, even if they don't like them, if they don't come to their defense, there'll be nobody to come to their defense. And I hate that I'm becoming very hostile because I see people in minority positions, like atheists, who are so unsympathetic to minority standing individuals that you're saying, what hope is there? I mean, if they don't get this concept, this principle, then we really don't have anything to fight for. But anyway, that's another side issue. But, you know, damn important. Yeah, so I'll do something on these subjects. What the hell? Man, this path is impossible. I'm distracted by noise over there. So what did I want to get to? Yeah, I had a plan, right? So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the democracy thing, but there's something else. Yeah, I do just this whole idea of civics, this whole idea of representative power. You know, what happened, what's gone wrong in the system we have, and what you need in a system that's going to be useful and functional, has any value. Oh, that's weird. They're digging awful close to the stream, which is kind of fucked up, illegal. Yeah. I don't know what they're digging for. You can't be putting no swimming pool there, buddy. It's too close to the water. I don't know what the hell that's about. No way the floodwaters went up there. I don't know. That's what they're making. It looks like they're putting up a levee. I mean, this stream does get kind of ferocious, but I don't think it's ever gotten ferocious enough to go up that bank. But whatever. People can do what they want, apparently, except for me. Yeah, because I don't have enough money to do what I want anymore, because I've been taxed out of my liberty. So yeah, the idea that people just don't get this idea that using a tax to confine liberty is wrong on so many levels, but they should at least be able to get the simplest level, which is it now makes liberty a commodity of privilege. If you don't have the balls to outlaw it and persecute people evenly, then it just becomes a way the hierarchy wins. The rich have an America to live in, and the poor do not. And if you can't see how fundamentally evil that is, I don't know what I can say to you. And apparently you can't see that. A whole big pile of you smart atheists aren't capable of understanding a simple concept, that if you allow the tax code to be a weapon against unfavorable beliefs or activities, and we're talking about unfavorable, we're not talking about drunk driving. We're talking about what people choose to do to themselves, and things that are basically none of your business unless they make it your business. Like I said, you want to legislate that people can't smoke in public places, you have a right. I think it's a little obnoxious when you go so far as to say private businesses can't even create their own smoking facilities, but whatever, be excessive and insane. Well, really, you shouldn't be excessive and insane. That's the whole point, right? Is there's a principle here. Fuck. Really, nobody sees it. Nobody sees that you have to fight for the principles. You can't fight for individuals or for circumstances or some other crap. You have to fight for principles. They're the only things that are enduring. They are the thing that creates something solid, something that won't be eroded by laziness and neglect. Solid principles last. Anyway. Enough of that. Where am I going with this? Well, it has to do with this, it's part to another one, this other issue that's been sort of brought up partially by Laura Layla, but this Thunderfoot is apparently going to put up some money to buy some anti-religion propaganda, to have the atheist community, whatever, Photoshop, religion, make, whatever, slander videos and mockery videos, and I'm not against it. I'm not against playing the propaganda game, because apparently that works with people. I don't know if it really, well, it's hard to say. I was never religious, so I can't say whether that would persuade me, to see, dancing Jesuses. But regardless, the point is he's putting up some dough, which is good, it's donation money. People, get some more money to the atheists. Anyway, so, yeah, I guess I can't, I'd like to, if I could fart in Thunderfoot's direction, I'd like to, but if he actually does do this thing, well, that's a good thing. But the bad thing is how will it be judged? How will he distribute the reward? How do you come up with a way to, do that fairly in a contest that's so, artistic, not explicitly defined, subjectively interpretable, aesthetic. How do you do this judging of the aesthetics? What kind of process do you put together to do that? Like a court system, like any other kind of system, you want a fair game, a fair contest, a fair battle. And, how do you do that? And I think obviously you have to do it through some sort of construction of a hierarchy, like a Nobel Prize or the Oscars or whatever. And then you end up with this, the fault in that is there's no integrity in who gets into the hierarchy, who gets the votes. And certainly no rules about how they apply their vote. And so then you just get nonsense votes, completely political votes, popularity votes, the same corruptions that would happen for a direct democracy end up happening in a representative democracy if there isn't some mechanism to stop, grotesquely stupid things from happening. Some mechanism that restrains the hierarchy, restrains the editors, the voters, the deciders. Those responsible have to have accountability for what they do. Can't be done in the back room. You can't do it in secret and private. There's got to be some mechanism where people have to defend what they do. He's going to give Obama a Peace Prize before he's even been president for more than a day or two. He's going to come up with some fucking rational reason besides, well, he almost wrote a few literate sentences in a book once. And that's sort of bullshit. He has an idea to, kill more people in Afghanistan and Pakistan instead of Iraq. Therefore, he's a peaceful man. Whatever. I don't want to get into that political issue, but Jesus fucking Christ. Talk about unaccountable nonsense. So yeah, I could see where I wouldn't have too much enthusiasm to invest much time in a video that's going to be judged by a Thunderfoot-approved panel of judges. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. Yeah, sounds like they would just go with, hee-haw, whatever, whatever SpongeBob, flat pants kind of bullshit. So anyway, so I didn't really get to the core of that issue. How do you fix that? Saying the word accountability doesn't mean much until you can actually articulate the construction of that accountability. And I'm trying to work on that for my Blogodome website, because I want to have some sort of accountable editorial, whatever you call it, hierarchy, ranking, some sort of ranking of content, of argument quality that's highly accountable, a peer review system that has real integrity, not the fake integrity of the ivory tower. Because even peer review has become that now, right? I mean, the peer review periodicals have now become nepotistic, inbred, friend network constructions, where people of like mind control, and there is no, there's no obligation to democratize or force in dissenting standards or opinions or thought or even credentials. And, without that, it's back to the old argument that if judges have to be lawyers, then judges will automatically be liars, because lawyers are liars. Lawyers can't make money if they don't know how to lie. They don't know how to twist and pervert the truth. And why would you make somebody who's a professional truth perverter into a truth judger? That doesn't sound like a good idea at all. So anyway, so enough of the video. Comments, please, but like I said, no hope. It really is no hope. Commenters are dumber than those wood chips, generally speaking. Whoa, a little bit of an add-on, I think. I really do need gloves today. I was thinking about the Fred thing, and it sort of relates to all of this stuff. Like, where were the big name atheists? Where were the Thunderfoots and the Amazing Atheists? When did they show up? To say something. Just say something about YouTube policy, even. The fact that some nothing individual on YouTube can really get into somebody's personal space in kind of just a nasty and invasive way, and they don't get any strikes for that. Their account isn't degraded. But if you make an art video, yep, and especially, in the context where there's so much content that is so, that is given a free ride, and the double standard is just so pervasive, and no one does anything to fix it. We're just stuck with it. The community does nothing. It fights for nothing. As a community, as people, as producers, we ought to have a common interest in sort of demanding some sort of producer's rights. We ought to have some sort of union of YouTube content producers where we demand something back from the game. And apparently they've bribed everybody out of that kind of activism. The money keeps them quiet. It's just, it's really kind of pitiful. It's just kind of sad that, there isn't more. There isn't some way to really stop it. I mean, the Fred had a lot of videos taken down, and, at Vimeo even. I mean, all these companies do this shit. We really don't have any free speech on the internet unless you can afford not only to create your own web space, but on top of that, you have to expend the energy or money to make it visible on Google. And you have to basically scam the system to create visibility in the indexes. The indexes are run by this popularity engine who YouTube says is popular. I mean, I really noticed that the other day. There was one video that YouTube just kept shoving in my face. And I finally clicked on it. But they shoved it in my face so many times. It was like wherever I went, there it was, a link to that video. It's almost every search for like 3 weeks. And I finally gave in. And, that's, it's not a good system for, it's not in the interest of, any kind of fairness. It's a bad democracy, a bad system of privilege bestowing of. It's not an earned kind of mechanism. A lot of advantages to cheating and greasing and a lot of inconsistency in treatment. And everybody should find that obnoxious, and there should be some mechanism where we can successfully fight against that. But now all that happens is a few people say, ain't it awful? Everybody else says nothing and does nothing. And we're just stuck with it. We just have to take it up the ass again and again. And we've got to find a medium, a mechanism, a method of organization where we don't, where we can fight for a common cause without having anything else in common but the cause. So our hate for each other doesn't get in the way of doing the right thing together. It's so hard to, when there's all this snow, it really makes navigating all these splintered trees difficult. Pretty frozen beer bottle. What the hell, a beer bottle in the middle of nowhere? Jeez, people suck. Really, nobody could have been. Nobody was doing anything good back here. Waiting for this crap to fall on me. Yeah, that's enough. Just whatever, just kind of lamenting how failed this system really is. People really can get into your face for no good reason. Really, for no good reason. And they can do it for free. If you're a scummy little anonymous commenter, you can cause all kinds of trouble. And if you're a video producer, all you can do is get in all kinds of trouble for nothing. It's all high risk and very low reward. Anyway, that's probably enough. I don't need anything else. Anyway, lament. I gotta do something. I'll do something. We'll see what I do. We'll see. There's always stuff going on in there. I don't have any. I need some of those, like, what do you call those, elves or something. I need a whole bunch of them. I need a bunch of minions. I need a cult. Where the membership actually does something constructive. But anyway. It doesn't matter. Everything's so discouraging in terms of the infrastructure is shit. Can't get anywhere doing anything. And then on top of that, all these assholes are just so dismal to have to keep arguing from underneath all these accusations of all this preposterous nonsense. Why should I have to defend myself against the accusation that I'm manipulating depressed people to serve some sort of personal ego shit? I mean, it's an insane accusation. I am a professional depressed person. I mean, there's no manipulation. I am the king of the depressed. It's an honest title. Really, I've sort of earned it. I mean, I haven't spent a day on this planet not thinking this planet sucks. I really haven't. I've always known it. That it's just full of fucking molten shit. It is shit. Well, anyway. I mean, why should I have to defend against these accusations? I'm taking advantage of depressed people. What a fucking joke. I mean, what a slimy maneuver it is, even on the face of it. Like somehow you can't honestly express what you honestly believe without having to defend it against this fucking nothing, this non-evidence-based accusation that you don't really believe it, that it's not really the strongest passion of your entire character and identity. No, it's some sort of other thing. You're really just looking for something else. No, I'm not looking for something else. There's just no evidence I'm looking for something else. You don't spend your life fighting these battles with the crickets. I mean, most of my life I didn't have an audience and I was still complaining. It's not about the fucking audience. It's about the goddamn complaint. You fucking cunt. This is a slimy accusation. And this coming from these assholes who are self-professed, just doing it for the fun of it. They're just here to entertain themselves. And yet they're making these accusations. I mean, it's just dismal. It's fucking dismal. Yeah. Such. Damn it. So, until next time. I'm so tired of it all. So tired. There's so much to do here. I'm just not doing it. Anyway, till next time.